My second Cinderella story is The Egyptian Cinderella by Shirley Climo. It is illustrated by Ruth Haller. In this story, it is set in 1st century Egypt. The Cinderella in the story is Rhodopis, who wasn't really Egyptian at all. She was actually stolen off of a Greek ship and brought to Egypt as a slave. So she did not have the Egyptian look. She had green eyes and blonde, wiry hair. And let's see. But she was kind and she was very talented in dancing. In fact, she was so talented in dancing that her master had a pair of shoes made just for her that were red and gold with real leather soles. So, because he thought that kind of talent deserved a special gift. There wasn't really a fairy godmother in this story, but there was a falcon who represented the god Horus. And the falcon plays an important role in this story because when Rhodopis is on the shore of the Nile and it gets her shoes dirty and she shines them up and she sets them out to dry, well, the falcon that represents the god Horus picked one up and flew off with it. She had wanted to go to court in Memphis, there was going to be lots of dancing and food and lots of celebrations, but she wasn't able to go because they made her stay home and continue to work. She was actually a slave. So the falcon flew to Memphis and he dropped the shoe, the red gold shoe, in the lap of the pharaoh, whose name was Amasis. Now, Amasis was very bored at this party, at this celebration, until the gold shoe dropped in his lap. And he looked up and he saw the falcon and he said, "The god Horus has sent me a message. Whoever can fit this shoe will become my queen." So he goes on a quest to find who can actually fit that shoe. And it eventually leads him to Rhodopis, whom, when he tries it on, it fits her. And the other girls who had went to Memphis and were very disappointed that Amasis was no longer there, were very upset. They said, "Well, she's just a slave, and she isn't even really Egyptian." And the prince responds with, or the pharaoh responds with, "She is more Egyptian than any of you, for her eyes are as green as the Nile, her hair is the texture of papyrus, and her pink in her cheeks is the color of the lotus." And so that is the Egyptian Cinderella. The artist did a really good job by including strong, vivid colors, red and gold. He used Egyptian symbols, like the Sphinx was on one of the tables, and the carvings were, so the shape and the line went into convincing you that it was really in Egypt. What I particularly liked was how it showed her hair, and it was floating, and the papyrus was all around her. And so that, and they showed that picture, they illustrated that picture was good support of the text, because then later on, the pharaoh Amasis said what he said about her hair being like papyrus. There were also animals in the wild, hippos, monkeys, birds that are common to the area of Egypt. And so that is The Egyptian Cinderella by Shirley Climo, illustrated by Ruth Heller.